Spencer, Johnny, we're here, Duffy Boxing Gym in Stratford. Let the people know what's going on. What's going on here?
Listen, let me start first, because I got scared earlier on, because he was doing interviews, and I'm like, I was in awe thinking, what's happened to Spencer? He was on fire. And I thought, I ran out of stuff to say, because he got it all spot on. So you suck it to him. You could sell your car with no wheels on there. Tell him.
So this is the Duffy Boxing Elite Training Centre, and myself and Johnny got involved in this from Kieran Duffy, who's a former boxer himself. He knew a good guy called Chris Kenning, someone else that we knew very well. We had a meeting, and anyway, long story short, going around the houses, we decided to start a business together, opening our boxing gym here in Stratford, stone throw away from the Olympic Park, in an area with high knife crime, gun crime, and whatnot. And I think, you know what? We thought if we're going to open a gym somewhere, it'll be somewhere like this. You know what it's all about? It's about giving kids hope, opportunity, getting them off the streets, getting them away from the drink, the drugs, the guns, the knives, and that's basically what we've done. And we've opened up this gym. It's been a fun little journey so far.
A fun journey. The idea, the ultimate idea is have these gyms up and down the country, and then that's why, you know, when Spenny came out with the idea and we talked to everybody, I thought, you know what, this is something kind of what Brendan did in Sheffield. Boxing gyms aren't just about people boxing; it's about creating a community, a safe place where people feel good about themselves. So here, especially starting here in Stratford, you know, with the way it is on a domestic level, they're just giving something back to the community. You know what? And you never know. A champion might turn up, but if they don't turn up, it's good for the community.
Well, do you know what it was? Right, Antony Joshua many years ago walked into Finchley ABC, and my dad and my uncle ended up training Antony Joshua. But the backstory to Joshua was he had an ASBO against him in Watford. You know, he was not doing very well for himself, drinking, you know, smoking, doing things that he wasn't meant to be doing. And he decided to, whilst he had this ASBO against him, his cousin Ben Alimi brought him down to Finchley ABC. He didn't even want to box. Like, never wanted to do that.
He's a bodybuilder.
But he played football and he done so. He was only a skinny kid when he come down, 18 years of age, come in there and fell in love with the sport. But he done that because of the trouble that he was in, come into the boxing and fell in love with the sport. We might find an Antony Joshua here, and that's sort of the journey, and that's the fun part about giving something back. And I think that's what the journey is for me and Johnny.
And you mentioned you might find the next AJ, but you're also doing it for the community. Is that what it's about? It's not necessarily about finding the next star, but you might help someone at the same time.
You know what? I remember when Brendan ran our gym produced like 6 world champions, 16 British, 9 European, 8 Commonwealth. But that is the tip of the iceberg. The real work was with the community. The community, the people that were helped out, the kids that he kept on the straight and narrow. I mean, young boys and girls. And the gym was multicultural. It helped everybody and anybody. It helped the parents out, and that's why. If something like that can be created up and down the country, the place will be a better place to live in.
Listen, it's not all about finding the next heavyweight champion or the next world champion, boxing champion or whatever. Like, this gym is designed for all levels, you know, from kids, just getting them off the street, giving them some... Boxing has great life skills. It teaches them discipline, self-respect, to respect others, puts them on the right journey in life. And I think that's the ultimate goal. And if we find that gem, that one little diamond, then we've done well.
Well, boys, moving on to diamonds in the sport. Huge fight on the horizon. Undisputed heavyweight fight. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. Start with Johnny. How do you see the fight going?
Tyson Fury looks in amazing condition. His dietitian, Greg Merritt's done an amazing job. I know the guy, I've worked with him, and he doesn't waste time with time wasters. You look at Tyson Fury now, he's in a great spot. So, and the best Tyson Fury against the best Alexander Usyk. I've not changed my mind. I think Tyson Fury wins. The Tyson Fury that fought Ngannou gets knocked out. So if he walks in there with that same attitude, that performance, it gets him nowhere. Tyson Fury looking at him, where I'm hoping Tyson Fury has all the moment. It's not just aesthetically. I'm hoping Tyson Fury has got everything still there. He should do.
Yeah.
He should do. And so in having that, I think Tyson Fury's boxing ability, his skills, his height, his reach, his speed should be enough. And it's going to be a boxing match because Tyson Fury doesn't punch as hard as AJ. You're going to have 2 chess players in there, but Tyson Fury's got to be the most unorthodox and busiest one. He's got to kind of play, just push it tight where he's got Usyk complaining, not feeling comfortable. He's got to play dirty. That's what he's got to do. Take him out of his comfort zone, and then in doing that, that's when he pulls it off. And that's why fight is about fighting. It's not what he's a great warmonger, Tyson Fury. And the fight starts a long time before you get in the ring. And so I think that's what Tyson has to do to pull the win off.
Spence, I know you've spoken with Simon. You think Tyson as well, right?
Absolutely. Listen. Johnny's right in what he says. If you get the Tyson Fury that went in against Ngannou, which will never happen, by the way, because when there's a fighter with no fear factor, they think they're training, but they're not really training because they've got no fear factor. So they're going in there and think, like he should have fought. Well, I'm fighting a guy that's coming from a different discipline. It's his first fight in a boxing ring. I'm the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, talking about being one of the best heavyweight champions of all time. I've dealt with this geezer easy, but it didn't work out that way. He went in there and it was a rude awakening, a shock awakening for him, and he got pushed to the wire. Many people felt he lost that fight. When you look at it. But you could look at the body condition. You could see that he hadn't trained properly. He wasn't right. He looks amazing right now. It's unfortunate that he picked up that cut. I'm hearing the cut's healing very well, which is great news. He's in good training. I believe he's going into sparring at the end of this month, starting sparring at the end of this month. So it's not been an ideal training camp for him going into a fight of this magnitude. But I'm with Johnny. I think that the best Tyson Fury beats the best Alexander Usyk because what Fury's got that AJ never had is he's got a better boxing IQ. So what happened with AJ when he boxed Usyk was he went in there and when it wasn't working, he was sort of lost. He didn't know where to go, what to do. And Usyk worked him out. With Fury, he's a different kettle of fish. Fury can fight on the front foot, back foot, sideways, and he will make it rough and he will make it tough.
Spence, you mentioned AJ. I want you to sort of, between you, work this out. Let's say Fury's victorious, as you say, the best Tyson, we get him, AJ. Surely it leads to AJ. If it does, Johnny, who wins that fight?
I think the AJ that we're seeing, the one that goes in there, confidence, mind lets the shots go, confidence. I think AJ punches far too hard for Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury, technically, looks the better fight of the two. So you've got to go on. We can dream and talk about X, Y, Z. You've got to look at past performances. So until Tyson Fury gets in with Alexander Usyk, we can have that real conversation. So because it'd be like us talking about Wilder. And then Wilder got in and performed the way he did against Josie Parker. So therefore, let's see Tyson Fury fight against Usyk, see how he performs, and then have that conversation, and that's fair.
I've got a feeling what Spence is going to say.
Yeah, listen, mate, I think that, you go off last performances, and Johnny's right, you're only as good as your last performance. Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, everyone thought Deontay was going to win that fight and win it handily inside the distance. He goes and has an absolute stinker. He's been taken out the top 10 in the heavyweights. I mean, we're talking about the most fearful puncher, talking about in history. So what I'm saying is you're only as good as your last performance. Now everyone's written Wilder off, he's finished. Well, Fury looked terrible against Ngannou. So now he's going in the fight against AJ, who's been progressively getting better in over the last 12 months, over the last 4 fights, and he went in there and done what a boxer should do to an MMA fighter, totally iced him, wiped him out, and now you look at this fight and you go, Fury, AJ, yes, it's the fight that everyone's wanted, one of the biggest fights, it will be one of the biggest fights in boxing history, let alone British boxing history. Now it's a 50-50. If you talk about 12 months ago, that was an 80-20 in Fury's favour. Joshua's made up a lot of ground. Confidence is a big thing. Joshua never had the confidence in his own ability. That's installed again now. Joshua that fights with his heart on his sleeve, puts his hands together, is tough for any man to beat.
Well, let's hope we get that fight, boys. It'll be a big one. But moving on to other British heavyweights, Joe Joyce and Dillian Whyte both back in action on the weekend. Firstly, what did you make of both their performances, and do you think we'll see those two face off in the ring anytime soon?
Dillian Whyte, a frustration because he'd been out of the ring. I thought he was fighting more from the heart and out of frustration more than anything else. Didn't look in brilliant condition, but got the job done. He was frustrated, didn't get the rounds in. Joe Joyce shouldn't have struggled the way he did with Cash Ali, but Cash Ali actually, I know he shouldn't. I've always known him. He's got good hands, but he hasn't got the confidence to match his ability. So you put him under pressure, he'll spoil the rough, and he'll damage himself in his own career. So Joe Joyce laboured through until he got to the last round and basically beat the man who was in front of him. Joe Joyce, I keep saying, it gets hit too often, too hard. And I think down the line, when I see fighters getting hit so much, it's great. You think, oh my God, he can take a right shot. But in 5-10 years' time, then you'll find out what the effectiveness is. And Joe, you've got to move your head, man. You can't. As a heavyweight, you're getting hit like that. It ain't right.
Yeah. Now, yeah, for me, Dillian White, he looks at it and he goes, yeah, it's that frustrating time. Thankfully, he's cleared his name. He done what he should do. Yeah. That's how it should be dealt with. You found a test, you go underground. If you're innocent, you deal with it the way you should deal with it. He proved himself innocent. You know, contamination of some supplements, whatever you so. You feel sorry for him. Good to see him back in the ring. He goes in there against a tough old campaigner in Christian Hammer, former European champion, been around forever, pushed everyone to the wire. And he didn't come to fight. It was a frustrating night for Dillian White. He was working the jab, he was looking for the big shots. There was power there. Yeah, we could see a little bit of rust there, but he looked sharp at times as well. Still looked like, he still had it there. But it was very frustrating for him. And then when Hammer just quit on his stall in the third round, you feel Dillian, who rightly called him a coward after the fight, and he should have done that. And then Joe Joyce, you look at Joe Joyce and go, wow. A lot of work needs to be done if you want to get yourself back into the mix.
Well, you say there's a lot of work to be done. Who wins, boys? Joyce or White? If they face off, who do you pick?
Wow, that's a tough one because Joe gets hit too much, but he can take a shot, depending on who's hitting him and where they're hitting him. Dillian White, we've seen him get hit and hurt. I think it's a great fight, and I think for both fighters, they're now getting themselves in the position of gatekeeper position. And it's a case of who wins out of the two of them. One's got the skill, the other's got the power. I think Joe Joyce, you'd lean towards him against the smaller man, but the way he got knocked out against him twice, you know there's a chink in the armour.
Yeah, now I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna do it because that's what he does. Joe Joyce, for me, I thought it was a very laboured performance. You know, there was moments of concern there for me, the way Joyce was fighting against Cash Ali, who looked like he was bowling a cricket ball at times and still hitting him. A fighter sees that, Johnny will tell you, if the shot comes from down there, you go, you know where it's coming from. Joe does not have that adaptability. He walks forward in straight lines. Yes, he's physically strong and he throws those shots, but it's a little bit slow and ponderous. And I think for that reason only, Dillian White, who hits like a mule kicks, like this guy is incredible. He's got a big right hand, but that left hook is dangerous as well. And you go, because he's got ammo in both hands, going off performances there, I'm going towards Dillian White.
Yeah. And just to end, boys, big British fight coming up, heavyweights, Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark. Who's your money on? Who wins that?
Wow, I'm going Clark. I know you're going Wardley.
No,
I'm going Clark.
Yeah, I'm going Wardley, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know you.
Why did you say that, Johnny?
I heard him earlier on. I'm like, but he's right because Wardley's had consistency in his professional career, whereas Clark has not had the opportunity to show it publicly. Privately, he's sparred with all the best fighters in the world. Privately, he's sparred with the best, but on a public level, a professional level, he's not been seen. So that's what he's lacking in public experience. Whereas Wardley's done it. The pressure is actually on Clark, even though he's only had eight professional fights, and Wardley's had 17, both unbeaten. But the thing is this: Clark has represented the country as an amateur coming through. He talks to amateurs about the progression from amateur to pro. So he's the headliner. There's no way he can let a white collar fighter beat him. Where's for Wardley? He's thinking, I want a white collar fighter.
Do you know my concern for it is, we hear Fraser Clark, who's a great guy by the way, and a great pundit, talks well. He talks about what he needs to do, how he needs to do it, and everything he says makes sense.
Yeah.
But a fighter saying it and implementing it in the ring is two different things. Now, you look at Marius Wack. That was his fight where you go, right, mate, this is an opportunity for you, a big, ponderous guy that's going to stand in front of you. You're going to be able to take it up and down the gears now, show us the levels. And he didn't. He laboured it was just a performance where he was not going through the gears. Now, that's my concern for Fraser, and that's why, because I've not seen it in the ring, Fabio Wardley's proven. Yeah. He went into the Nathan Gorman fight and he thought, it's a 50-50 this, and he turned Gorman over, and the 3 one-sided rounds. Then you go bang, fast forward, you go David Adelaide. I put my money on Adelaide, I'm not going to lie. I thought this is the next kid coming through, this could be the one to take the heavyweight baton. And look what he done. He took him into deep water, he weathered the storm, and he come through, and he done him again. I go, on that basis, you have to go for Wardley because he's proven versus unproven, but Fraser's not give us that.
And I suppose it's about a contradiction. You're talking about past performances, and so I suppose you're right.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right, and that's what you're probably going to look at.
And just to end, boys, obviously we are here at Duffy Boxing Gym. It's open to the public. Any message to the people to invite them to come down?
Listen, DuffyBoxing.com, get on it. Duffy, Duffy Boxing Training Centre. You get on that on Instagram as well. Yeah, there's loads of reasons to come down here because this is not just for professional boxers. This is for everybody, all levels. Whether you want to box, whether you don't want to box, there's classes here, one-to-one sessions here, and this is what it's all about. Yeah, we might find the next AJ. Yeah, we may not find the next AJ, but we may get a lot of kids off the streets and give them discipline, direction in life. That's what it's all about. So there's a reason to come down.
Watch this.